It's the Michigan Severe Weather Awareness Week from April 6th to the 12th. And during this time, we want the residents of Michigan to start thinking about the preparedness plans for severe weather. It won't be long before severe weather starts happening in the state, and we want people to be prepared and ready to deal with severe weather when it does hit. Well, during Severe Weather Awareness Week, we want them to start making their severe weather plans, know what they're going to do when severe weather hits at home or at work, know how they're going to get in touch with their family when there's severe weather threatening. And then that way, when we issue the severe thunderstorm or tornado watch, the family can review the plans. And then when the warning is issued, you can take action, because by the time we get to the warning phase, you need to take action at that point. Yeah, when we get the watch, we just want to review our severe weather plans so we know where the safe place is to go in our homes. If we're at work or at school, we want to know where the safe places are to go there. We want to stay tuned to the weather forecasts and the weather warnings as they're coming out. So local media, computer, the weather radio, or even a cell phone in today's age to keep up to date with that. Then when a warning is issued, that's when you got to get to the place of safety. And in a home, if you have a basement, you want to get to that basement and get underneath something sturdy. Unfortunately, if the tornado hits your house, even in a basement, debris falls into the basement. So get underneath a nice sturdy workbench or the stairs. If you don't have a basement available, you want to get to the lowest floor of your home or business and get to the center part of the house. The rule we have is to put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible. So a closet, a small hallway where you can put 2 or 3 walls between you and the outside is going to be the safest place. You want to get low to the ground, and you want to protect yourself from all that flying debris, the wood and metal that swirl around that tornado. That's what injures and kills most people. And so by protecting yourself with blankets and pillows, if you have time in the watch phase, grab a mattress or grab a bicycle helmet or motorcycle helmet to protect yourself from the flying debris. A lot of those things you're going to want to set up in the watch phase, because when that warning is issued, you may only have a few precious minutes to react. Highway underpass is a terrible place to be in a tornado. You are actually in a place where there's a wind tunnel effect through the overpass. Debris tends to collect underneath overpasses, and getting into that overpass, you're actually climbing higher up into the stronger winds. So that's a terrible place to be. If you're out in the open country, there's only one safe place to be, and that's in a building. Now, if you are not in the building, at that point, you have a couple of options. One is to go into that ditch where hopefully all that debris goes over your head. And again, the flying debris is the most dangerous part, so by getting in the ditch, that'll go over your head. You can make a right angle motion away from the tornado. We don't want you to really try to drive away from the tornado, but rather turn away from the tornado. Or most tornadoes are weak and are survivable in a vehicle, and so you can actually buckle up and get below the window level. All 3 of those options, the ditch, staying in the car, or trying to drive away at a 90-degree angle, are not good options. There's only one good option, and that's to get into a building. That myth's not true at all, because there's a lot of myths about the tornadoes. I'm sure in Michigan that myth started with the Palm Sunday tornadoes, because we did have 2 tornadic storms move over nearly the exact same area within an hour of each other. So I can see how that myth could start in the state of Michigan. And there's also a lot of myths about how the city protects me or this body of water protects me. And the truth of the matter is the return rate on any tornado is about 1 in 10,000 years for any one point anywhere in the country. And so, yeah, if you're around long enough, like 10,000 years, you will see a tornado hit that particular location. So those are the 2 myths, the main one being that an area is protected, and that's just not true. Tornadoes will hit any location. The main rotation in a tornadic thunderstorm is happening from 1,000 feet up to 15,000 feet in a severe thunderstorm. That's not going to be affected by hills or lakes here in southeast Michigan. Well, I think everybody in Southeast Michigan is benefiting from our office being here. The Doppler radar has effective range for seeing rotation in the thunderstorms that lead to tornadoes. That rotation we're able to detect out to about 125 miles. And so being able to look at that rotation helps us with our tornado warning decisions, and everybody in Southeast Michigan is benefiting from that new tool, relatively new tool within the last 20 years. Yeah, with weather radio, weather radio is really your personal warning alarm system that you can have inside your home. Now we get lots of warning information. Maybe the sirens are blowing outside, the TV and radio are talking about the warning, and they're all part of the warning system. They all have their part. Tornado sirens are designed for outdoor warning. Television and radio are great to get the warning from, but you have to have those devices on and paying attention. Now you can get tornado warnings in our smartphone technology. But if you're sleeping in the middle of the night, you're not paying attention to any of those other media, the weather radio will make an alarm sound as loud as a smoke detector. You have it in your house, it's going to wake you up, it's going to alert you, and it will tell you about that tornado that's headed towards your way. So that is having your own personal tornado siren inside your house. Weather radios are now able to be bought that are programmable, so that the only thing that will go off are the warnings you want for the areas that you want to be alerted for. So if you just want tornado warnings for Oakland County, you can program for just that warning, so when it goes off at 3 o'clock at night, you know exactly what's happening. Well, we have 6 of these workstations, and if you would have come here 20 years ago, we would have had one computer that did nothing but satellite, one that did nothing but radar. We had about 15 different systems. They weren't even tied in with each other. So this computer system allows us to look at all the weather data, do all our forecasting, and get the forecast out to the world. So we have some computer model data over here. We have a little bit of radar and satellite pictures as we look at this storm. And then on the far left-hand edge, we have our warning software, or our forecast software. Really, 15 years ago, we were typing a 7-day forecast for 17 counties of Michigan, day and nighttime. So it was actually like 14 different forecasts for 17 counties. That's a lot of typing. Actually, we were spending more time typing than looking at the weather. Probably not the best way for us to forecast. So the new software, we in essence paint the forecast, whether it's the low temperatures for tonight, high temperatures for tomorrow, the chance of rain for tomorrow, and with a click of a mouse button we can send all that data to the web, and it composes the text of the forecast. So it'll say mostly sunny tomorrow, high near 50, and all we did was paint the forecast for Southeast Michigan, and the computer generates everything after that. For when we issue our warning, we simply just move the cursor to where the storm might be heading into Oakland County. I might go back a couple of frames and move that to where the storm is at now. And so we might have a starting box that is highlighted, and we simply just can manipulate where we're actually going to issue the warning. And so where we issue the warning is highlighted in that hatch box, and can take off. We got Oakland County highlighted, except for the northwest corner in this particular case. We just simply select whether it's a severe thunderstorm warning, select if it's Doppler radar indicator or spotters, say what the threat is, maybe a 70-mile-an-hour wind with $half size hail, and we hit the create text button. So really, by the time we make the warning decision to manipulate all that, it takes us about 30 seconds, hit create text, and the warning goes out. It's out on weather radio instantaneously, and then it shows up on the television screen in about 2 to 5 seconds. Communications is just that quick now in 2014. So from the time when the forecaster decides to issue the warning to when everybody is seeing and hearing it is really only a matter of 45 seconds to maybe a minute and a half. We're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because we always have weather. When we have weather in the middle of the night, thunderstorms, warnings have to be issued. So we're always staffed 24/7 with at least 2 forecasters on duty. And so we have a short-term forecaster. Dave's actually working the short-term forecast desk, which is the first 24 hours of the forecast. That's where a lot of the changes happen in the weather. Always got to make sure that forecast is up to date. And then Steve is working on the next 2 to 7 days. And so we issue a new 7-day forecast 2 times a day, once around 4 o'clock in the afternoon and 4 o'clock at night. And so that forecast is composed and put together for the next 7-day forecast. We're always out there. We're helping out our government partners with detailed forecasts when there's a special event or an emergency that happens to crop up for our government partners. We're making a forecast out there 7 days a week. We have a web page where they can get that weather and warning information. And there's a lot of safety information as well as a lot of other weather information that is historic climate data that may be of interest to people. And it's all available on our web page.